Welcome to Twisted. In this video, I'll be showing you how to get started in Twisted 1.21 and learn the basics of storm chasing in Twisted. Twisted is a storm chasing game based on the Roblox platform and takes place in the fictional state of Keysota, where you deploy scientific instruments in the path of tornadoes or be in an armoured tornado tank and get into the eye of the twister. When you first load into Twisted, you will see a server list and buttons for other information about the game. Click play and you'll be thrown into the world of Twisted. A map will appear with some black blimps. Click on your choice where to spawn. Once you're in Twisted, you'll be greeted with a whole bunch of buttons, but don't worry, I'll tell you all these mean. At the top, you'll have the time of day, direction you're facing, and how much money you have. Below that, there'll be 6 buttons being the garage, thermodynamics, owned home, convoy system, the weather radar map, and then the Gamepasses. The garage is where all your vehicles can be accessed from. If you click on the warehouse option, you'll see all the intercept vehicles and probes you can access in the equipment tab. To get your first car, which is going to be the 1992 Chevron 454 SS, click the garage button at the top, then dealership, then click on the Chevron icon, and then click on the 455 SS. Then buy for free and spawn it in. Another nice thing to know in Twisted is you can also go to the top where there's a clock icon, click on that and you can see a whole bunch of things. You can change your audio, like what audios you hear, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'll let you figure out yourself because they're actually quite fun. Vehicles are the main way from getting one place to another around Keysota. Twisted offers a variety of different vehicles ranging from trucks to normal cars to the beast of interceptors. We'll be covering each car type in the game, starting off with your everyday cars such as the 2018 Subaru Woodlands XT. These type of vehicles go fast on paved roads but a little bit slower down dirt roads. Next up is trucks. These are fast on paved and dirt roads and usually can hold 3 to 4 probes at once, which can make you richer, but trucks do tend to cost a lot more than other cars. Last on the list is interceptors. These vehicles are specifically built with armor for going inside tornadoes and securing themselves into the earth with airbags, flaps, and spikes and other ways to lock them in for a tornado intercept. The main tornado interceptors you'll likely see in the game is the Tornado Intercept Vehicle 2 or the TIV2 for short and the Dominator 3. Now I'll show you what vehicles to work towards to get your first interceptor, which will be the Dominator 1. With a fast deploy time and a deployed threshold of 170 miles per hour. Everyone starts with a Chevron 454, but if you save a bit of cash, then you can go 2 ways, on-road or off-road vehicles. The choice is really up to you and your playstyle, and if you're more going down dirt roads, then I'd go for trucks. But if you're going to prefer to stay on the road, like interstates and named roads and paved roads, go for dealership cars. The best cheap on-road vehicle is the 2006 F1 Slick SI, but if you prefer an off-roader, then go with the 1995 Bullhorn Buffalo 13500. Both these are really good for beginners coming off the 454 SS. After you've saved a bit of money, you can go for an upgraded vehicle or continue saving for the Dominator 1. Now, another responsibility is keeping your vehicles repaired. If you don't do so, there are consequences like your car randomly shutting off, terrible acceleration, terrible braking, and much more. To repair your car, go to a Tomcat repair shop that are around the map. You can find these in Hazleton, Roker, Mizpah, and other cities around the map. Once you're at a shop, go inside, or if your vehicle is, well, too big, go around the back and hold down R on keyboard and mouse, or just hold the button down and you'll be thrown into the repair menu. To repair your vehicle in here, click maintenance and repair your vehicle. You can also customize your vehicle and add a mesonet. A mesonet tells you the winds around you, and if you're in a normal dealership car and they exceed to 90 miles per hour plus, you may want to back off. If you can't in time, you'll be sent to the stratosphere. I'm joking about that last part, but you will be flying and it will damage your vehicle. Now, after getting your first interceptor, you mainly want to focus on getting either the Dominator 3 or the TIV2. You can also get Dominator 2, but I recommend sticking with the Dominator 1. Dominator 3 is a fast deployer that can survive 210 miles per hour deployed and goes 65 miles per hour down dirt roads and 110 on road. And then the TIV2, the beast. TIV2 can survive 235 miles per hour winds deployed and 155 undeployed. Now this is talking about the versions with the back flap or spikes, but there is a downside to this. TIV2 has a 20-second deploy time, so It depends on your playstyle if you can wait or not. Understanding how storms work and forecasting is a key thing to know in Twisted. Before I get into this section, just be wary, I'm only going to go over the basics of storms and forecasting them. If you want to go into further detail and know even more about this, then go to Ohio WX Gaming's video on forecasting in Twisted. The link is in the description and is an absolute fantastic video to get you started. Storms form mainly in the earlier part and the later part of the day. Storms usually have a long line with heavy rain and hail, while the end has usually a hook which can indicate a tornado. Thermodynamics are what give you a rough idea what's going to happen that day. I'll be only covering the main thermos such as CAPE, SRH, composites, dew point, temperature, and storm motion. CAPE, or convective available potential energy, is what fuels thunderstorms and is their main energy source. The more there is, the more energy it has to thrive off. Next is SRH. It's what determines how much rotation is in the atmosphere. So if the value is high, tornadoes will be able to become more violent and rotate even more. Composites are generally shows you what the index for strong to violent tornadoes are. These are shown by the STP and the VTP values. The higher both these numbers are, show the stronger the tornadoes are going to be. If a VTP is 2 or higher, expect some violent tornadoes. Temperature shows you how warm it is at the surface. The higher this value is, shows the more robust storms are going to be. Temperature is how warm it is at the surface. The higher this value is, that means that more storms can be more robust. Because in a cooler environment, storms don't have a warm updraft, which is vital for tornadic activity in a thunderstorm. Next up is dew point. Dew point tells you how much moisture is in the air. The higher it is, the more storms are going to be even more robust and stronger. Storm motion is actually quite simple. It tells you the direction storms will likely go and at what speed. Just remember though, storms can become deviant and shift, even southeast on north motion day. I've seen this before and it is terrifying and it is quite annoying. Another key thing to know in Twisted is the radar. The radar tells you what storms and tornadoes are doing. There are two different Doppler radar products, reflectivity and velocity. Reflectivity shows you how intense precipitation is. Blue and greens are lighter rain, while yellow, orange, and red are much heavier rain. Velocity will tell you winds. You'll likely see two colours in the velocity mode, being green and red. Green is blowing towards the radar, while red is the opposite with wind blowing away from the radar. To spot a possible rotation or tornadoes on radar, you can either go into the reflectivity mode or velocity. To spot a tornado on reflectivity, you can spot a hook on a storm, which could mean wind is hooking around the back of the supercell, producing RFD, which is rear flank downdraft winds, producing a rotation and a tornado. Another way is using velocity, and if red and green are tightly together, and maybe you could see some blues and some other colours, then you could have yourself a war cloud or a tornado. Another thing to note, if you're looking on reflectivity and you see what looks like hail or heavy rain around the tornado and it's hitting a populated area, then that could mean it's a debris ball. A debris ball is when a tornado picks up debris and lofts it high enough into the atmosphere that the radar detects it and think it's hail because it's that large. When the rotational tornado is present, the radar will give you an icon. These are called TVS icons, or Tornado Vortex Signature icons. These give you a rough idea what the winds are. You can look on the legend and it will tell you the rough idea what the winds are, but then again, these can be inaccurate because a Doppler radar is not present. You may notice different types of boxes during a storm. Yellow boxes mean a severe thunderstorm, that hail and strong wind is present in the thunderstorm. A red box is your standard tornado warning, and that tornado is possible or is on the ground. An orange box is a tornado reported and means spotters have confirmed a tornado on the ground. Pink boxes are PDS tornado warnings, which stand for particularly dangerous situation. That means a possibly large and violent tornado is on the ground and maybe is going to go for a populated town. And finally, the one you don't really want to hear when chasing a tornado emergency, or as Twisted players call it, a Tor-E. These mean that a large and violent tornado is heading for a populated area. Tornado emergencies are different from PDSs. PDSs are pink, while tornado emergencies are pink boxes with a black outline. These are pretty scary to see and hear on the EAS radio. Making money is essential to buy probes and vehicles and repairs. Earning money might seem difficult at first, but once you get the hang of it, it is much easier. The main ways of making money is through driving and getting probes inside tornadoes. Before I get into this, if you do have some Robux and don't mind spending 400 of it, I recommend getting the Infinite Fuel Game Pass and Double X Income. This will make the grind much faster. I'll explain what both these do in the Game Passes section. It's going to get good probe intercept. Look at the tornado. If it is moving left or right, it is moving away from you. But if it is not moving and getting bigger and bigger, it means it's coming right for you. Place your probes down. You can either place them in one position, which is a huge gamble, because if the tornado kills your probes, that is a huge money. But if you have them spaced out, one of your probes can make some money, but you won't make that as money. So place your probes wisely. Once your probes are down, step on the gas and get away. Otherwise, if you're an interceptor, drop everything down and you'll be in for a tornado intercept. Try not to probe an orange TVS tornado or lower. These will give less cash. Instead, go for red or pink tornadoes, as these will give much better results. Another way of making money is through your mesonet. First, go near a tornado's wind field, and you have to be reading 65 miles per hour to start earning money. Just be careful not to get flung. Driving around the map can also get you some money. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot at first, but in the long run it will add up. Other ways of making money is doing National Weather Service surveys and healing the wounded, but these do require their respective game passes. DAOs, or Doppler on wheels, are trucks with radars on the back that scan tornadoes and make some decent money. To use a DAO, first pull up near to a tornado, then get in the back and start scanning by putting the radar down and scanning. You'll make 100 per scan depending on what your wind speeds are reading. There are only currently 2 radar trucks in Twisted right now, the DAO 6 and the DAO 3. But many are going to come in future updates, and we have confirmed the Raxpol radar, which is coming in 1.22, which is a fast scan radar. DAO 3 has a worse scanning speed, less money and range than the DAO 6. So if you want more money, go for DAO 6. Game passes add a little bit more gameplay wise. The best game passes for the average Twisted player is a Double X Income and will double the money per intercept. Infinite Fuel is another great game pass and lets you not have to fill up every 5 seconds while chasing a tornado. The Drone Game Pass lets you fly a drone and get a bang angle of a tornado, and also some cinematic shots. The EMS Game Pass lets you heal injured or cover up dead after a tornado has gone through a town. Next up is the Chainsaw Game Pass. This lets you cut down trees that have been knocked down after a tornado and make some decent money off it. Last up is the National Weather Service Game Pass. This gives you access to a computer room in the basement of the National Weather Service office, just west of Hazleton, and you can issue warnings and rate tornado damage. You might also notice that you can buy money, but grinding is better, and buying money is just a waste of your Robux. And also you can donate for the Twisted developers, and you'll have a badge in the leaderboard. I hope you enjoyed and learned how to play Twisted and have a good time. If you do have any questions, please let me know down in the comments and I'll try and answer. I do plan to make more gameplay videos and on Twisted in the future, and yeah, so see y'all later and happy chasing.